Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Daily Magic. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. Today's daily is to cast 30 red or green spells, and I thought we'd take a look at another, kind of a new idea, a Gruul equipment deck. This deck focuses heavily on getting Gilgamesh, Master at Arms, out on the field as quickly as possible, because whenever Gilgamesh enters or attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. When you put one or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you may attach one of them to a samurai you control. So the idea is, get Gilgamesh out on the field as quickly as you can, and then hope that within the top 6 cards you have some equipment that you can hit the field and then equip to typically Gilgamesh. Because we don't really have any other samurais in this deck unless Samurai's Katana is out on the field, which is another one, a really good one to grab, amongst others, because that has haste. So, but yeah, to kind of help us get to Gilgamesh, we have a few ramps. We have Freya, but that's really only to cast an equipment spell. But we do have Llanowar Elf and Ruby. Both of these can add mana, which is really nice. Anyway, to go over just kind of quickly some of the equipment we have Basilisk Collar, gains Death Touch and Lifelink. That's just, that's nice. We have Hexgold Halberd, which creates its own thing that has First Strike and Trample. Samurai's Katana, already talked about that. Sword of Forge and Frontier. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from red and green, which is kind of nice. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. You may play an additional land this turn as well, which is really nice. Though I don't know if the card has to be equipped for you to play that additional land. If not, fantastic. If it does, that's still pretty good. Summoner's Grimoire, another card that creates its own thing, and whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If this card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. So another kind of a good way to cheat out Gilgamesh potentially. But yeah, Dissection Tools. Manifest Dread, then attach this equipment to this creature. So you can see a couple of our equipment have the ability to where they equip to something else. No, they create the thing that they're equipping to, which is really nice. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has Death Touch and Lifelink. So just not bad, all things considered. Craterhoof Behemoth is in here mainly because the deck does kind of have a focus on having a lot of things on the field, and the more creatures you have on the field, the better this effect is. Everything else, towards the tower. Oh, I forgot about Chainsaw. Chainsaw comes in, deals 3 damage to 1 target creature, and gets stronger for everything that dies. But yeah. Firion, I think's how you would say that. Yeah, Firion. Anyway, Wild Rose Warrior. Equipped creatures you control have haste, so typically, you're going to want to get this card out on the field as quickly as you can, so that anything that becomes equipped has haste. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token that's a copy of it, except it has the equipment's ability costs 2 less to activate. So just a nice way to get copies of everything else. So yeah, Terror of the Peaks is also in here, because if this guy's on the field, I'm pretty sure the way these works, equipment that creates a token that equips it to activates Terror's ability. So it's just, there should be a lot of triggers that are activating Terror of the Peaks ability. So yeah, we're going to give it a shot. This deck does come courtesy of Power Dragon, as a lot of them do, because he just puts out a lot of really good decks. So, or at least a lot of interesting ones to give a try, and I'd like to give this a try. So I do see it, if you have just bad luck, if you can get Gilgamesh out in the field and you just have some bad luck going forward, it might not be that great, but you never know. Starting with Gil is nice, though I'm not entirely sure about the rest of this hand. We'll keep it. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure about the rest of the hand, but we'll see what we can do. You gotta be kidding me. Discard hand was not on my bingo card. Yeah, they're a discard deck. That is one of the worst things we could go up against. Force them to get rid of something, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I hate it, but it's fine. At least I have something I can discard as fodder with another Gilgamesh, so that's not bad. Yeah, the only problem is they'll be able to get rid of my Summoner's Grimoire. We're gonna get rid of a land first, just because I know they have to have other stuff. Oh, looky there. Yeah, more removal. So, yeah, we don't really have a good option here. We'll send out, maybe get them to kill that, I don't know. But yeah, this is definitely one of the worst things we could have gone up against. I hate you. Yeah, that is what it is. And there it goes, Wild Rose Warrior. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and concede there, because at this point there's just there's nothing I can do. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. So definitely a great way to start things off with a deck that kind of hard counters us. Yeah, because we need cards in hand is the problem, as you can figure that out. But it's fine. It's fine. I want to say this is an immediate mulligan because we don't have any green, but I'm gonna keep it. I'll take it. I have no idea why they decided to concede, but I will take it. I couldn't have been taking too long to decide my hand. That can't be it, right? That was less than 10 seconds. I had to be. But it's fine. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take a free win. Wow. Bit of a dead hand. This is better. This is better, and what do we drop? I don't want to drop Gil, but I think I'm going to. I don't like dropping Gil, but I feel like I kind of had to. Oh well, that worked out. Now we just need one more land to be able to get Summoner's Grimoire. Yeah, naturally. It still creates the token, that's funny. I wasn't expecting the token. Rebel Salvo. I mean, no reason not to get rid of their creature, you know, before they can start something like that. I might be able to get something going here. Unholy Annex. That's an interesting choice. Hopefully they don't immediately get rid of my summoner. That would be unfortunate. Yep. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Chainsaw would have been great. Jeez. Naturally. Alright, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and just wrap up for today. Honestly, I really don't have anything bad to say about the deck, and I am kind of glad that match got to show off how Gil is very much a gamble, because if you don't have any equipment in that top, in those top 6 cards, there's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah. And I really do think we got a little screwed over with with who we ended up playing. One deck was the discard deck, which is, I mean, not a hard counter, but is definitely a pretty bad counter to this because you need cards in hand. Like you always need cards in hand, but there are some decks that perform better without. Anyway, and then that one they just had more than enough removal to take us out, so it's just unfortunate. I hate that our only win was someone who conceded right away, but yeah. I'll hold on to the deck. I'll practice it. We'll probably see it again sometime later, but because it really is just down to luck. And while I don't always like that idea, it's not terrible. And it's a new card, so yeah. But yeah, we're going to wrap up. So if you happen to enjoy this episode, which I do still hope that you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is released, don't forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.